Hey guys, this is TheRoyalRumbler here. I just need to tell you that this is not going to be your full Raw review because my stupid camera sucks and it's trash. It won't allow me to tell you all 12 matches. So this is going to be, there's going to be a two-part series to this. So this is part 1 of that. So that's just a little heads up. Now enjoy the rest of the video.
Gentlemen, got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, be sure to kick that like button in the jaw, punch that subscribe button in the face, and ring that notification bell like the match has started. And today, guys, we are going to be giving you, I'm going to be giving you our WWE Raw results. Since my stupid camera doesn't work, this is going to be a part 1. But without that said, let's get in to the results. Before we get in the video, I know, I shaved my head. What? Yeah, quarantine's got me so hard that I decided I was going to shave my own head. It's stupid, I know. But, you know, what else can you do? So, with all that said and done, we are not going to be judging my hairstyle. Okay? We're going to be judging my attitude. That's what we're going to be judging. Okay? Because we're human beings. Even if I say you're not going to make fun of my hairstyle, you're still going to. But, with all that said and done, let's get in to the results. With the WWE Champion, Drew McIntyre may have knocked off the United States Champion Andrade in the main event of last week's Raw, but he was quickly introduced to his next challenger to the throne, Seth Rollins. The Monday Night Messiah sent a message loudly and clearly to the Scottish psychopath to end last week's show, delivering 2 stomps and to leave Drew McIntyre lying. Shoot, I hate this camera. It's so stupid, man. But anyway, to end last week's show, delivering 2 stops that left McIntyre lying. What response would the top dog of the Red Brand have to that attack? And who would inch 1 step closer to a guaranteed title opportunity at Money in the Bank when Aleister Black and Austin Theory and Rey Mysterio and Murphy and MVP and Apollo Crews battled in 3 qualifying bouts? Find out the answers to those questions and everything else that went down on this episode of Monday Night Raw in this review. To kick off the show, Drew McIntyre kicks off Raw, but Zelina Vega and her colleagues interrupt. Drew McIntyre kicked off the evening's broadcast, expressing his lack of surprise that Seth Rollins attacked him last week on Raw. The Scottish psychopath issued a challenge to the Monday Night Messiah for a match at Money in the Bank on May 10th. Zelina Vega, Angel Garza, and Austin Theory interrupted. The mouthpiece for the group exchanged barbs with the WWE Champion until Andrade attacked him from out of nowhere. His advantage was short-lived, though, as McIntyre blasted him with a Claymore kick, while Garza and Theory refused Vega's orders to make the save. Drew McIntyre stood tall while vowing to tear Garza apart later in the show. As a result, I graded it a C. Why? Because this was a strange way to kick off the show. Not because of Drew McIntyre's challenge to Seth Rollins or Zelina Vega interrupting the WWE Champion, but because there were already hints of decision among Garza, Theory, and Andrade just 1 week after the trio was presented as a united front for the first time. Yes, it makes sense that Austin Theory would be hesitant to mix it up with McIntyre when he had a match with Aleister Black ahead. But one would assume Angel Garza together would fare better than Andrade did alone. Plus, in completely disregarding Zelina Vega's orders, we now have a taste that the trio that is going to brush off her authority and do as it pleases. After everything that was done to establish the team as last week, this was totally dead. Moving on to the next one. Next up on the list, we got a Money in the Bank qualifying match. Aleister Black versus Austin Theory. The night's action kicked off with Aleister Black squaring off against Austin Theory in a Money in the Bank qualifier match. Black kept Austin Theory off guard early, even attempting a black mask that the newcomer narrowly dodged. Zelina Vega rose from the commentary position and provided a distraction that allowed Austin Theory to send his opponent into the guardrail and seize control of the bout heading into the break. Austin Theory took the fight to Black and appeared to have set him up for the ATL. The Dutchman fought out and applied an armbar, only for his opponent to power out and drop him with a power bomb. Black scored a small package roll-up and mounted a comeback. He unloaded with a knee strike and a springboard moonsault for a near fall, with Austin Theory just shooting his shoulder off the mat before the official's hand could smack the mat again. Theory fought his way back into the match and again set up for the ATL, but Black escaped again. A big knee and bridging German suplex followed as the Enigma anti-hero gained momentum. Theory evaded a second Black Mass attempt, but would not dodge a third one, as Aleister Black has cashed his ticket to the Money in the Bank. As a result, Aleister Black defeats Austin Theory. What would I grade this? Grade this a B+, because another week and another excellent in-ring performance by Aleister Black, who continues to be the workhorse of the Red brand. This week, he was instrumental in the continued growth of Austin Theory as the main roster competitor. He put over the Young Stars offense, and he even had him looking like he might still win. In the end, though, he fought his way back into the match before kicking Theory into next week to earn his way into Money in the Bank. It was a hard-hitting and hard-fought match that was enhanced by the commentary team's efforts to put over both men. Aleister Black's post-match promo, in which he promised each floor of the WWE corporate headquarters building would represent hell for each of his opponents at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, was excellent and put over the fight that awaits his opponents. Overall, this was a much better start to the in-ring portion of the show than the promo segment. Next up on the list, we've got Indy Hartwell versus Shayna Baszler. NXT competitor Indy Hartwell makes her Raw debut this week under the most daunting of circumstances against a vengeful and brutally violent Shayna Baszler. The Australian evaded one attempt to injure her arm and scored a quick roll-up for two, which incensed the Queen of Spades, and the cage fighter did not miss a second time, stomping down on her opponent's arm and drawing a referee stoppage. The officials and medical staff checked on Hartwell. Baszler pulled her opponent out of the ring and slung her into the guardrail. She sent her into a ladder and kicked her injured arm, which had been sandwiched between it and the steel steps. A remorseless Baszler looked on as Hartwell sobbed in pain. As a result, Shayna Baszler defeated Hartwell. What would I grade this? I grade this an A, because everything Baszler has done since WrestleMania 36 has been spot on. On that night, she lost the most important match of her career. It crushed her, and she is now taking out the emotional and professional frustration on anyone unfortunate enough to face her in the ring. Hartwell probably could have been a little more vocal in selling her injury, but she did a great job in taking her beating and putting over the assault by the Queen of Spades. Baszler remains a favorite to win the Money in the Bank ladder match and take Becky Lynch's Raw Women's Champion. Moving on to the next one. Next up on the list, we got Ricochet and Cedric Alexander taking on Shane Thorne and Brendan Vick. The team of Cedric Alexander and Ricochet looked to erase their disappointing loss to the Viking Raiders a week ago when they battled Brandon Vick and Shane Thorne of NXT. The babyface team kept the opposition reeling early in their speed and in-ring creativity to catch them off guard. Vick momentarily earned the control of the match, pulling Ricochet off the ring apron and to the arena floor. However, a hot tag to Alexander sparked the babyface comeback and had the new tandem rolling late. A standing shooting star press by Ricochet scored a 2 count as Vick broke up pin. Ricochet delivered the recoil to Thorne, who bounced right into the lumbar check from Alexander as the popular new duo picked up the win. As a result, Ricochet and Cedric Alexander defeat Thorne and Vick. What do I grade this? Grade this a B+, because this was exactly what Ricochet and Alexander needed after last week's inexplicable loss to the Viking Raiders. The match was a fast-paced one that showcased the quickness, athleticism, and agility of the babyface team, while Vick and Thorne again showed off some above-average chemistry that might make them valuable to both the main roster and the NXT Tag Team division. Ricochet and Cedric Alexander have incredible potential to find stardom as a tag team that they did not necessarily find in singles competition. If it keeps them on the show and allows them to wow audiences with their skills, well, good for them. Moving on to the next one. Next up on the list, we got Kairi Sane versus Nia Jax. A week after losing a Money in the Bank qualifier match against Nia Jax, Kairi Sane sought to right that wrong as she battled the Irresistible Force in a rematch. The Kabuki Warrior started quickly, looking to use her speed and ferocity against Jax, but quickly found herself tossed effortlessly around the ring, while her tag team partner Asuka watched from backstage. Jax dominated Sane, pulling her until the 2017 Mae Young Classic winner and the NXT Women's Champion fought back by targeting the previously injured knees, the larger opponent. A nasty back fist and sliding forearm had Jax reeling, but a missed insane elbow gave way to a Samoan drop by the Irresistible Force for the win. As a result, Nia Jax defeated Kairi Sane. What do I grade this? I grade this a B, because this was better than expected, thanks to the fiery onslaught by Kairi Sane late. She reminded the audience of the aggression that made her one of the most popular NXT competitors during her time with the brand. She was tenacious and resilient in the face of Nia Jax's onslaught and looked like she may pull off a massive upset. She didn't, though, as Jax remains dominant in her pushback to title contention. But it was still a nice David versus Goliath at the match, and that put her over the heel while also exposing a weakness in her surgically repaired knees, which others might take advantage of down the road. Moving on to the next one. Next up, we got a Money in the Bank qualifying match. Apollo Crews versus MVP. MVP took to the square circle for his Money in the Bank qualifier match against Apollo Crews after cutting a confident promo in which he vowed to be in Connecticut for the pay-per-view, no matter and regardless of how talented his opponent may be. A fired-up Apollo Crews took the fight to a more experienced opponent, delivering a dropkick that sent him to the arena floor. But MVP recovered and swept his opponent's legs, dropping him back fist on the apron and to the mat as the show headed to break. The former United States champion worked over the back of Apollo Crews with a camel clutch following the commercial timeout, looking to wear down his stronger and faster opponent. MVP set Crews up for the playmaker, but the babyface escaped and planted him with a picture-perfect spinebuster. Crews dropped MVP with a power slam and set him up for a frog splash, but the veteran got his knees up and followed with a playmaker. Cruz kicked out at 2. The babyface responded with a gorilla press slam and a standing shooting star press and a powerbomb for the win. As a result, Apollo Crews defeated MVP. What do I grade this? A C. Because this was a fine enough match with the right outcome. Both wrestlers worked hard, though the commercial break really hurt the flow of this match. Crews displayed his athleticism, but one has to wonder if he might have been better suited squaring off against a young star who could keep up with his work. With that said, MVP continues to impress on the mic and did a great job of telling a story of the match before the bell even rang. He still has a ton to offer the industry, though his days as a full-time ring worker are probably over. And guys, that's going to do it for part 1 of the Monday Night Raw review. Since my camera's being stupid, I have to do 2 parts. But anyway, that's part 1. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to kick that like one in the jaw. Punch that subscribe button in the face and ring that notification bell like the match has started. And I'll see you guys next time. 2. Sawi.